What's up, guys? It's Wednesday night. You know what that means.
Yeah.
Time for an AEW Dynamite review.
We're back, baby.
Yeah. Big as life and twice as ugly. So, like we said, we said more content was going to be coming, and here you go. So, what do you think, man? Just real quick overall.
Overall, not too bad. It was a good show.
Better than last week.
Better than last week.
Yeah. Definitely better than last week. A couple of big things that were going on. Obviously, we had Tony Khan's big announcement. We're going to get into that. Darby Allin and Sting taking on Ricky Starks and Big Bill for the World Tag Team Championships. There's a lot of things involving that. So let's go ahead and we'll just get right into it because we don't want to be here forever.
No.
So first match of the night, Swerve Strickland versus Hangman Adam Page for the number one's contender
for the World Heavyweight.
For the World Heavyweight Championship versus Samoa Joe at Revolution. This was like Jericho has said often, man. If you can't be last, be first.
Best match of the night.
Best match of the night by far. Very pro Strickland crowd.
Yes.
Like I said, this was a fantastic match. Obviously, these guys, this is third time's a charm. They've they're obviously very familiar and very work well together. The only things I really had an issue with was there was a couple of production snafus. They were supposed to go to a replay, and Taz had to kind of spin his wheels there for a little bit to get that going.
Yep. The table folded on Hangman when he went out there.
Yep, table folded on Hangman.
First table.
Yeah, that wasn't on the production team, obviously. But the other thing too is, man, I'm gonna tell you what, I said it before, I'll say it again. I am not feeling the 3-man commentary team. There's not enough going on. They talk over top of each other. At one point, Taz got a little testy with Tony Schiavone, and he was like, "I was trying to talk about it, but you talked over top of me." So, that's obviously we've always said that the one of the biggest areas that AEW needs to work on is their production values. So, but other than that, really good pace on the match, I thought.
That move out of court off the top rope was a little
janky.
Yeah,
it's a little janky. That again, I think that comes down to, like we said, a lot of times these guys, you got to protect them from themselves sometimes.
We did change his name from Hangman Adam Page to Hangman TA.
Hangman TA. He does look like Magnum TA. I dig it though, man, and I like the heel turn, the subtle heel turn. Yeah. He's part of the elite, so it makes sense. But I thought it was good. Yeah. I give this this is easy 3.5 out of 5 stars.
Yeah, the buckshot lariat from Swerve was nice.
Yep, that was good.
I'd rather have seen Strickland win, but if you're gonna set up the 3-way dance at Revolution.
Yeah, and we'll have to we'll have to make before Revolution, we'll have to make our predictions. And I if I had to make a prediction today, I would say that Strickland was going to win.
That's what I would go with.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens going forward. But yeah, I said, like you said, best match of the night, 3.5 stars easily. Joe's promo, short and sweet, like I like it. Thought it was good. Didn't stay too long, didn't get overly verbose. So that whole first segment was good.
And that's the good thing about AEW. They don't have long drawn out segments in the back. Back.
Yep, short and sweet to the point.
Yep.
Tony Storm versus the second match, Tony Storm versus Red Velvet. This actually started off with some good, like I said, with some good mat wrestling on this. One thing I'll point out, man, Tony Storm is a big girl, man.
Yeah, Dina Perazzo on commentary.
Yeah, she was a little stiff in the beginning, but I think she got better as it went on. Like I said, obviously, like the 3-man booth just wasn't working for me, especially when you bring a fourth person out there.
Yeah,
it's too many voices. Like I said, there's not enough. They're reiterating the same thing over and over again. Sometimes Taz, like I said, got a little testy with Shivani because he kept talking over him. Picture in picture hit, in the middle of this match. This match was way too short to have a picture in picture in it.
Yeah.
There were 6 picture in pictures the whole night, man. Christ, dude, you talk about breaking immersion. I hate that. I hate picture in picture. If you're gonna do picture in picture, at the very least, make the screens the same size so you can see what's going on.
Yeah.
Because the picture's so small. It's so bad, man. I hate it. I hate it. But this was a relatively quick match. I think it was less than 10 minutes.
Yes, yeah, it was.
But Toni Storm gets the win. We get a little bit of a setup between her and Purrazzo. Obviously, that's gonna be the match for them heading into Revolution. They let Red Velvet look pretty good though, man. They gave her some offense in this. So next matchup, this was a really fun match, man. Blackpool Combat Club versus CMLL. I am not very familiar with the 3 gentlemen from CMLL.
The 3 in the ring or the 3? I'm not familiar with any of them. 3 in the ring, the 3 outside the ring.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I forgot to change the graphic. Yeah, the 3 guys in the ring. I'm not as familiar with CMLL as I am with AAA, and I'm not even all that familiar with AAA. So, but these guys put on it was chaotic as hell, but they put on a really, really good show. This was fun. Obviously, with the finish that we got. This is leading to something. This is obviously leading to something else. Maybe a crossover, maybe a possible crossover pay-per-view between CMLL and AEW. Something similar to Forbidden Door, maybe just an addition to Forbidden Door. We don't know.
I see them at Forbidden Door in some kind of match. CMLL.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, and when they first the first exchange between all these guys, it was a little janky, obviously due to unfamiliarity with each other. But once they started, got it going, man, these guys can perform. So it was fun. This was a fun match. I thought it was cool. Obviously, BCC is out there representing AEW. When they had the scrum at the end, it was typical company versus company kind of thing, man. Like the enemy of my enemy is my ally. Yeah,
I agree. Hicksville and the CML guys have been very impressive.
This was a really, really good match. This was a fun match, man. Like I said, obviously there was a little bit of an unfamiliarity between them, but they worked through it, and they got to have a good, fun match.
And next week, the 3 guys that were outside the ring over the barrier are going up against BCC.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like I said, I think we're leading towards maybe even a possible match at Revolution. Obviously the deal between AEW and CMLL, they're really leaning into it, and yeah, I'm all for it, man. This was a fun match. Big Daddy Guardian Chaos is here. What's up, Big Daddy? Big Daddy was doing play-by-play commentary as the show was going on, so go check him out on his YouTube and his Twitter. Next match of the night, we got Tony Khan's big announcement. And the big announcement was
going to the TD Garden in March.
Yep.
March 13th, I think.
Yep. Going to the TD Garden, and it was what was the name of the friggin' Big Business.
Yeah.
And they announced Big Business. Now, this is not at first I thought it was a pay-per-view. This is not a pay-per-view.
No, it's Dynamite.
It's a special edition of Dynamite, similar to Battle of the Belts or Winter is Coming,
Beach Break,
all those things. So this is another like special edition of AEW Dynamite. Given the name Big Businessman, a lot of speculation, and that shit-eating grin that Tony was wearing when he made this thing, dude, it was almost like he was basically saying, yeah, Monet's coming.
Monet and
Okada. Yeah, because there was actually a story dropped this morning that discussions between Okada and WWE have ended.
And there's also a possibility that Camille could be coming to AEW.
Because she made a play for WWE, and they basically could not come to something. So
And
that's what I heard, that she's actually technically already signed. They're just waiting to debut her. So, and this isn't a bad idea. This is pretty smart.
they'll debut her at Revolution probably, and then have her first match maybe on Big Business.
Yeah, big business. Which I think this is kind of
she's from Boston.
Yeah, she's from Boston. And I think and I think the reason they named it Big Business is because of her and Okada. So I think Konnichiwa bitches, like Big Daddy said, we got the Rainmaker incoming. So I know some people, I saw some people were initially let down by this, and then they realized, oh, wait a minute, this is setting up Mercedes Moné and Okada.
Yep.
Okay. So yeah, like I said, that big crap eating grin that Tony had, man, that's what was going on. Second to last match of the night, Jericho versus Takeshita. I was actually shocked by this. I thought Jericho was going to win. I was shocked that he put Takeshita over. I mean, obviously, you had they had a pretty decent match, and Takeshita was largely in control of the match for most of it.
He was.
And like I said, the dude's just too good, man. You got to give him his friggin'. You got to give him the rub.
Jericho doesn't need wins.
Yeah, and they've actually kind of like they haven't really pushed Takeshita properly. I feel like in the last year or so, he needs a push because he really is a generational talent, man. Dude's awesome.
He's coming, and they mentioned that he's the only one that's beaten 2 world champions so far.
Yep. Yeah, they're kind of turning him into a legend killer kind of thing. So, but this was a pretty good match. And like I said, Jericho can eat a loss like this, and it's not going to affect him. So, good job putting him over. I think it's the right thing to do. And at this stage of Jericho's career, this is what he should be doing. The Alpha is getting a pay-per-view AEW title shot this year, I'd say, after all in. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. He should be in the upper mid-card title scene. I could see him having an international title run, TBS title run, something like that. I don't think he's quite ready for the world title scene, but a couple of years, who knows, man. He's kind of like cut from the cloth, the same cloth as Okada. So, and dude, I would love to see him and Okada against each other. Big Daddy said good outcomes tonight. Yeah, that was one of the big things about tonight. I think they got all the outcomes correct. And although one of them is going to be one of the things where it's like it's going to be a little janky, but who knows? We don't know exactly what's going to happen. But and that brings us to the final match of the night. Big Ricky Starks and Big Bill defending their AEW World Tag Team Championships against Sting and Darby Allin. Sting's family was in attendance. Dude, his freaking sons look just like him.
Yes, they do.
Dude, uncannily. The one son, uncannily so. Like one son, they both they both look like, dude, I don't know are his sons like, are they like trying to become wrestlers or anything? Because they're pretty big dudes. And the one son looks a lot like him when he was like on his thinner side, after he got off the gear. The other son looks like he's on his bulk cycle, dude. He's friggin' big. So yeah, you okay, man?
Yeah, I'm good. And that Beal, that freaking big Bill threw out Darby Allin, doing across the ring. Jeez,
dude, I'm gonna tell you something right now. Big Bill, like, they've got something big in that. Like, no pun intended. They got something big in that dude. He's a big dude who can work. Obviously, he had his ups and downs. He went through a lot of crap. Got himself right. Came back. This dude. This again. This comes down to one of the big issues I have with Tony Khan, and it's just that he doesn't know how to book big men, and he's got some of the best big men in the business right now. He's got Will Hobbs. He's got Miro. He's got Big Bill. He's got Wardlow. He's got Joe. I mean, Joe's the only one that's actually been booked well.
Yeah.
Everybody else has just been kind of like all over the place. It's like, dude, you've got a really good, you've got Brian Cage, the Gates of Agony. There's some big dudes,
Yeah.
He's got, it's like you've got the talent for a really, really good big man division. What are you doing, man?
I wasn't a big fan of Sting coming off the top of the tunnel. And
I wasn't either.
Flash.
Yeah, Hicksville, and I think you're right. I think both his sons are in football. Yeah, dude, and like I said, especially at this stage of the game, I know that the whole thing is like, oh my God, Sting can still do this stuff, and he's 62 years old. Dude, this close to him retiring, man, you don't want to like accidentally do something that's going to put him on the shelf, and that was unnecessary. It wasn't necessary in this match. Save it for the pay-per-view. If you're going to do that kind of stuff, save it for that. But pretty much exactly the outcome we all expected. I do like the subtle, possible, like face turn with Ricky Starks, where he didn't want to take Sting out. He was, hey, this is one of the guys that he looked up to when he was a kid. So, I thought this was a good match. Obviously it wasn't like I said with Strickland, Hangman was his best match. This was pretty good. There wasn't a bad match the entire night.
No, there wasn't.
So, but yeah, they win. Sting and Darby Allin are the new tag team champions. Predictably, the Bucks came out, beat him down, and they're setting up Bucks versus Sting and Darby for Revolution. And I get the feeling
Darby was bleeding hard,
dude. I wonder if he got busted open the hard way, because he was, dude. Their white, those white suits were covered in blood by the end of it. So he may have either that or he gigged a little too deep.
He hit something,
man, because he was spurting. But overall, what do you give the show? What do you give it overall, man?
3.5 out of 5.
Yeah, I'd say that's fair. It was a 3.5 out of 5. It's a pretty good show. Like I said, doing a little more to set up Revolution. We'll see what happens going forward. But it was a solid show. It was definitely better than last week.
Yeah, like you were talking about. I mean, it gets the titles off for Ricky and Big Bill. It puts one last championship on Sting before he retires, and it's going to be for the titles at Revolution, and the Young Bucks are going to be the new champions.
Yeah. And I think, and like you and I were talking about how they could do, because it's like, it's Sting's last match. You really don't want him to lose. How are you going to have him lose and still, make it good? I said, have Ric Flair low blow Sting and help the Bucks win. Bring back all that history, man. Bring it all back around. Dirtiest player in the game, man. Ric Flair, win if you can, lose if you must, but always cheat. It's there's all those monikers that Ric Flair did back in the day, man. He was the dirtiest player in the game. So I think that would be a fun way to close it out.
And I would not be surprised if other guys are there around ringside.
Oh yeah,
Ricky the Dragon.
Yeah.
If they get anybody else there, even if it's just for a day.
Yeah, and see, Big Daddy agrees with me. That's not a bad call, man. Yeah, see, like I said, bring it back around. You get all this history that you can pull from, and like you said, there's all kinds of guys that can show up there, man. Rick Steiner could show up there because Rick and Scott Steiner could show up there. The Steiner brothers. I don't think
you can bring Arn and Tully back. They're not with anybody, and bring back some of the Four Horsemen there.
I don't know that there's there's a little bit of bad blood there. So, but you got to remember too, Arn and Rick had a real big falling out. They don't talk to each other anymore, which is unfortunate. But you got other guys, other pros out in there from the day, so you could bring some of those guys back. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw some of that. But yeah, I would say I agree with you. I think it's like a 3.5 out of 5 stars. Good, solid show. And
Big Daddy gave it a 7 out of 10.
Yep, building towards the future. So yeah, it was a good show. So anyway, guys, like I said, we're gonna keep it short and sweet here. But we will see you guys. We're gonna try to do more of these like this. Depends on what our schedule and everything is. Maybe sometimes it'll just be Frank by himself. Sometimes it'll just be me. But I'm looking to do one of these for SmackDown. So hopefully we'll be able to do that. But and if there's any other shows, guys, like I said, because we watch a lot of wrestling, but we don't watch all of it.
Yeah.
But give us a shout, like a show you would like us to cover or whatnot, and then maybe we'll do it. But anyway, guys, thanks for being here. Have a good night. We'll see you guys next week. Bye.